Am I the asshole for telling my dad he made a dumb decision and I don't need to fix it for him? My mom died when I, 16m, was 5. I remember her, just not amazingly well. When I was 7 my dad started dating again and met Mara. At first I was upset about Mara and my dad dating and didn't want to meet her and gave her a hard time. I told her I didn't want her replacing my mom. She gave me space to let out all my feelings at her and then she reassured me she was not here to take mom's place. She told me she really liked my dad and wanted to really like me too, but she didn't have to be my mom for us to like each other. At first I wasn't sure if I believed her. But she won me over and we got along really well. She even lived with us for a year. But when I was 10 dad broke up with Mara and said she wasn't trying hard enough to fill the role of mom for me and I needed a mom. I told him I didn't want another mom and I loved Mara. That she was the best. Mara was blindsided by it because things had been so good and I don't think my dad had said it would be a deal breaker. Within a few months he met his wife, Stacy. Stacy was a single mom with a 2-year-old daughter. I was 11 by then. Stacy was very on board to be my new mom and I was not. I said it so many times I didn't want a new mom. I wouldn't call someone else mom. I missed Mara and wouldn't give Stacy a chance if she tried to take over mom's place. I was ignored and dad and Stacy got married when I was 12. After my 16th birthday, which was June, my dad kinda realized I was serious about not wanting a mom and not giving Stacy a chance to be my mom. She has tried so hard too. She has tried to make me love her and her daughter. But I'm not here to get a new mom. I'm not open to it, something dad now knows. It's caused a lot of strain with him and Stacy because Stacy found out I had DM'd Mara recently and apologized for dad and thanked her for being awesome and saying I miss her. Stacy said she can't even get me to say I like her. I told her it's because I don't. That I don't like people who don't listen or who think they can make me do things like let them be my new mom. Stacy said she was expecting, promised a family for her daughter. Not this. Dad pulled me aside a few nights ago and told me he now realizes I was serious about the things I said and he realizes I loved Mara. But that he really wanted the best for me and someone who wouldn't even try to be my mom wasn't it. He told me Stacy would be such a good second mom to me and I could have a sister, if I give this a chance. He said his marriage could end if we can't pull together as a family. I told him he made a dumb decision and I wouldn't fix it for him. I said it was fine if Mara just wasn't the one for him or if their relationship changed. But I loved her because she wasn't my mom. She was someone I could trust and love as Mara. And that my dislike of Stacy wasn't changing and neither was my unwillingness to get a new mom. Dad told me I don't get to speak to him like that. That I was out of line. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. You have consistently told your dad over the years that you did not want a new mother. And he has consistently, including now, ignored what you had to say. He's the one who screwed up, not you. Sounds like he made promises to Stacy that he expected you to keep for him. That's all on him. And you're right, it's not up to you to fix it. Not the asshole. But when I was 10 dad broke up with Mara and said she wasn't trying hard enough to fill the role of mom for me and I needed a mom. That was an move. He had no right to use you as an excuse for breaking up with Mara. I said it so many times I didn't want a new mom. I wouldn't call someone else mom. I missed Mara. You remained steadfast in your decision. I told him he made a dumb decision and I wouldn't fix it for him. And that my dislike of Stacy wasn't changing and neither was my unwillingness to get a new mom. You aren't out of line. You just told your dad how it is. If he'd listened up years earlier you wouldn't have had to. All the best op. Why the heck is Stacy telling you she was promised a family for her daughter? Why is she putting that on you? You didn't promise her anything and you're not responsible for making a family for her. That's really not okay. This is all on your dad. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. A good parent puts the needs of the child above their own wants. You needed an adult figure you could trust and who would care about you without the title of mom, let alone trying to force it. Mara got it. Your dad and Stacy don't. They are trying to control you, not love you. Like many things, the harder the push, the more you pull away. Crap parenting. Not the asshole. Mara was more or less an advocate for you. She wanted to be there for you and listen to you. Your own father hasn't done that. And where does Stacy get off saying that she was promised a family for her daughter? WTH, is there no other reason these people got married? You can't fix your dad's screw-up. He's the one that created the mess, he has to clean it up. Not the asshole. He asked you a question and you responded. It's not your fault he has an issue with your truth. And if the marriage ends, that's not on you either. That's on the two that are married. In 2 more years you will be off to start your own life and you can choose how much contact you want with your dad. Do you still see your mom's side? You have a right to feel how you feel. Your dad can't change that because he doesn't like it. Best of luck. Am I the asshole for asking another mom if I could help with her daughter's hair? My daughter, 9, recently made a new friend. The friend is adopted, she's black and her parents are white. We've had her around our house a lot the last few months and we've noticed that her parents don't really know how to look after her hair. I'm white and my husband is mixed. His black grandmother lives with us and she has pointed out the girl's hair and even tried to give her some haircare advice. I decided to bring up with the mom about her daughter's hair and that my husband's grandma was happy to give some advice or even wash, detangle and braid her hair. The mom was really upset that I would suggest she couldn't take care of her daughter properly and that I was overstepping boundaries. I told her that my grandma-in-law just wanted to help her daughter. She told me I was being rude and undermining her parenting. She also told me I wasn't the first person to bring this up. I'm worried now because I really didn't think she would react like that. I'm worried I've ruined my daughter's new friendship. I understand why she's upset at thinking I'm trying to suggest she's not looking after her daughter properly. On the other hand, it's 2024. There is so much information out there to help her with her daughter's hair, plus we live near a big city where there is loads of salons she could take her daughter to. Am I the asshole for bringing this up? I feel bad about how things transpired. Not the asshole, assuming the suggestion was given in relative private and not like, at a mom's group in front of 15 people. That woman needs to learn to love her daughter more than her pride. Her daughter's hair is different than hers and it requires different skills and tools to care for. I am roughly 100% certain that if she walked into any black salon, don't be weird about this comment y'all. You know what I mean, or beauty shop, the people in it would love to help her and her daughter. Hedging on NTA, but info. What, exactly, did you say to her? She said you're not the only first one to bring it up, which does show she isn't taking care of this little girl's hair properly. And you are correct, there is a wealth of knowledge out there for free at her fingertips should she just look for it. I'd hate to see this little girl's hair be left to tangle if not cared for. Not the asshole. She told me I was being rude and undermining her parenting. She also told me I wasn't the first person to bring this up. She's contradicting herself. She should be putting her daughter first and she isn't if people are offering to help because it's clear she's struggling. Especially with detangling. Not the asshole. She also told me I wasn't the first person to bring it up. This says so much to me about the kind of person she is already. First, she's never wrong, it is everyone else who has a problem. Second, she would probably rather die than admit she needs help or ask for it even if that means she's setting her daughter up for failure. Not the asshole if she's been told many times already, that means she's choosing to neglect her daughter's haircare needs. That isn't okay. If she chooses to remain ignorant, then of course other people will offer to help because they will assume it's an honest mistake rather than willful neglect. She shouldn't take genuine offers to help and educate as personal attacks, because the only one who will be hurt by that is her daughter. Not the asshole. My daughter simply got curly hair. My hair is dead straight. My husband and son, dead straight. Daughter. The ringlets I always dreamed of having. She is 3 and you better believe that I asked my friend, the internet and other mums about how to care for curly hair as I do not have it. She has more hair products than I have used in my entire life. Specific pillowcases, shampoos, conditioners, combs, and a good 20 solid minutes of my time after baths. The mum needs to start looking shit up and following it if she doesn't want unsolicited advice. There's a reason they braid their hair. Am I the asshole for pretty much telling my friend, I told you so, after he got in a car crash? I, 19M, am the only one with a car, so I was the one driving everyone around. I had a set of rules that everyone had issues with, such as seatbelts at the back too. No eating, drinking, water accepted, no distracting me. They would often try shoving their phones to me. And no blocking my blind spot by sitting weirdly. I don't care if my car has blind spot monitoring. I prefer to check manually. Everyone constantly grilled me for my rules and made fun of me for following the law. Yes, I admit I miss my exit a quarter of the time, but I won't cut off other drivers or reverse just to save few minutes. An actual suggestion from them. One of my friends even said, if I had a car, I wouldn't drive like a grandma like you. You suck at driving. Suffice to say, I was relieved when one of my friends finally got a car and could be the group driver. At first, everyone roasted me in group chats and in real life, raving about how much more fun it was now that I wasn't driving. 5 months after getting his license and car, my friend told everyone in the group chat that he'd been in a car crash and his car was totaled. He shared the dashcam footage and genuinely thought he wasn't at fault, calling the other driver a dumb typical female driver. The footage showed him going 75 km/h in a 50 km/h zone on a blind curve. The other driver was turning right, and he hit her at full speed. Instead of braking, he honked. For some reason, neither he nor the other driver got a ticket. I told him in the group chat that he was probably at fault, considering he was going 50% over the speed limit, on a blind curve, and just 100 meters from a 40 km/h school zone. Even if he had the right of way, Insurance would deem him at fault due to his speed and slow reaction time. I told him not to send the footage to his insurance company. Of course, everyone in the chat called me a dumbass, and one of them said, "Bro, I live near that neighborhood. My brother goes 80 on that street, everyone does." That lady was the idiot. Since the cop didn't ticket him and the group chat supported him, he sent the footage to his insurance company. He was so confident that he started asking for suggestions on what new car to get once he received a fat paycheck. Everyone got hyped and started browsing AutoTrader. A week later, he got the verdict from his provider. He was deemed 100% at fault. He also had the cheapest insurance plan, so his insurance company paid nothing to him and only covered the other driver. Even if they had paid him something, he wouldn't be able to afford insurance with his record as a young male. In the group chat, I responded with, "El Mao, now you know why I drive like a grandma. Enjoy taking the bus." Everyone in the chat reacted with, "Damn," and the startled face emoji. He replied, "Rules are meant to be broken, I'm not a stickler like you. Everyone gets into a car crash. Not the asshole. He was at fault." And between the dumb typical female driver and rules are meant to be broken, I'm thinking that this was not just a crash, it was karma, pun intended. I just hope, when he gets another car, he doesn't hurt someone. In any case, this was a very clear case of a deserved, "I told you so." But, I guess that you are back to being the group driver again. Well, at least he wasn't mad. Not the asshole. The rules of the exist for a reason. By the way, the rebuttal to, rules are meant to be broken, I'm not a stickler like you. Everyone gets into a car crash, is that the ones who break the rules people are the ones deemed 100% at fault for it. Of course this guy is an AH. He can easily kill someone. What would he and these people say then? Why are you even friends with this guy? Everyone gets into a car crash. Not everyone. I haven't totaled my car. Not the asshole, this guy deserved it. He's driving 50% above the speed limit, 100 mile from a school zone, and he's blaming the other driver. Better to be safe than sorry, and this guy had to learn it the hard way. Rules are meant to be broken and I'm not a stickler like you. You're not a person with a car like me either. Not the asshole. You really want to stay friends with someone who risks people's lives just for funsies? Am I the asshole for telling my wife to take time off work if she wants time for herself? My wife, 40F, and I, 39M, have been married for 12 years and have 2 kids, 9 and 7. We both work full-time, but I have got promoted about 3 months ago that required a change to my work hours. I used to have the same standard MF hours as my wife. But my new role has me working 10-hour shifts Thursday-Sunday. This promotion came with a pretty substantial pay raise as well. My wife and I discussed how my change in hours would affect our family's day-to-day lives, but we both agreed it would be worth it for the additional income. I use my time off on Monday-Wednesday to do pretty much all the family shopping, errands, cleaning, laundry, and have even been able to make substantial progress on some long put-off home projects. I also cook dinners and prep weekly lunches for the kids and my wife. The additional income is becoming noticeable as well as we haven't had this much in our savings account in years. A few weeks ago, my wife started griping about my new job. She hates that I am working all weekend because that means she's with the kids the whole time. She complains that she goes from working all week to solo parenting on weekends. Both our kids are in activities on weekends, so she has been doing that by herself as well. We talked about ways to ease some of the weekend stuff from her, such as getting a babysitter, carpooling to kids' activities, taking the kids to their grandparents, etc. But she still complains that all of the legwork for those things will be done by her because I'm at work. She said she feels like she never has any time for herself since my hours got changed. To try and alleviate this, I suggested that she make plans with friends to do something on Monday or Tuesday nights. She tried but got frustrated when her friends were busy those nights and wanted to get together on weekends. This led to another argument with her telling me that she hates my new job and that I need to look into changing my hours again. I told her that I have been trying everything to help ease the transition with my new job, but all I've been met with is hostility and frustration. I asked her if there was anything more I could do other than change my hours and she told me, no. She said she just hates that she doesn't get a break and that I have 3 days to myself. I started listing off all the ways I have been trying to make this easier and how much more money we are making, and she cut me off and said the money isn't worth it. I got frustrated and told her if she needs time for herself, she should just use vacation time from work if she's not going to be reasonable and help me find a compromise. She got even more mad and told me I am being an AH. She made me sleep in the guest room and told me that I can't come back to our bed unless I fix this. Info. Do you actually need the extra money, or is it more in the category of nice to have? Also, which one of your jobs pays more? And which paid more before this change? I'll also point out that it's not just that she's solo parenting but that now you don't get any time to spend as a family and go on family outings. As a first step, you could try validating her. You're right, you aren't getting much of a breather with me gone on the weekends. You work hard at work and at home, you deserve a break too. Her using vacation days is not a long-term solution to this issue. If you disagree, why don't you take a vacation day and take over Saturday kid activity duties so she can have some downtime? You are the asshole for an obscene lack of sympathy for your wife. She's on 7 days a week either with work and or the kids. You get 3 days off every week where you can do your own stuff at your own pace, and no days where you are responsible for the kids all day. And there's probably a lack of quality time as a couple. I don't know what the solution is. There might not be one that ticks every box, but this one ain't it. You're the asshole. Why haven't you used your Monday-Wednesday to schedule a sitter already? Your wife essentially gets 0 time at home without the kids, and 2 days alone with them. You get 3 school days worth of solo time, so stop discussing hiring the sitter and do it. You sound like a very involved dad, but a lot of involved dads still wait around for mom to organize things, and while that may have worked when you were working the same hours, you need to take some of the mental load if you aren't already. She has to get the kids ready for all their activities on the weekend, so it should be on you to arrange the carpooling, schedule the sitter and grandparent visits, sign them up for their activities, etc. I am not going to make any vote on who is the asshole, but you obviously have the much better deal than your wife. You are the asshole. The problem isn't with the compromises you've offered. It's that you're only offering her solutions for her to implement. I didn't see a single thing there about you validating her feelings, or spending your time to help alleviate the pressure. Have you dropped the kids off at the grandparents on a random Tuesday and run a bath for your wife ready for her when she got home? Or arranged for them to pick up the kids on a Saturday? Have you ever even said, Jesus honey, your schedule must feel relentless with my new work? I get it, I understand, you have the solutions, but all you're doing is giving her suggestions. Take the lead, man. Take care of her.